Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I'm so delighted and excited to be here. This is Thursday morning, Thursday, January the 18th, and I am so thankful. It's my wonderful friend's birthday. Now that I think about that, happy birthday, baby girl. Rest in love, rest in peace. Um, rest on, Alicia B. So happy birthday to one of my dear, dear friends, Alicia, who's gone on to be with the Lord. Just thinking about that, saying that today is her birthday. So it's a perfect day to talk about what I'm going to be talking about, and that is love. And this is Aisha. I talk about Aisha. I am woman, and Aisha means woman in Hebrew, and that's the foundation of where I come from. Genesis chapter 2, verse 52 talks about woman, and it talks about Eve, the first woman in the Bible. And so that's where the foundation of Aisha, I am woman, comes from. And so this morning when I was up early, praying and talking to God and just, having my time, as I was praying, the thing that kept coming to me was love. Oh my gosh. Every time I prayed for somebody or talked about something within my heart and my spirit, when I got to love and I started to talk about it or think about it and pray for it, for the people and pray for things in regard to them, the word love kept coming to me. And I stopped each time I said it. And I want to talk about love. And the thing that comes up in my spirit is perfect love. Is there a such thing as perfect love? Does perfect love even exist? Does perfect love even matter in this life? And what is perfect love? And the Bible talks about in 1 John chapter 4, verse 18 through 21, it talks about perfect love. The word love, there is no fear in love, not one bit of fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear, okay? Because fear has torment in it. Fear has torment, and he that fears is not made in perfect love. We love him because he first loved us, okay? So when we talk about perfect love and perfect walking in perfection and wanting to know what love is, we need to not be fearful. Don't be afraid of it. And if it does not fit in your life, don't force it. Don't force love. You cannot force love. You cannot force anybody to love you. You cannot force yourself to love anybody else. And so if you feel like that you're forcing love in life, stop. Stop right where you are and stop doing it. Stop forcing yourself. Stop forcing your presence. Stop forcing anything that makes you feel fearful inside. If you have to question yourself about it, if you have to second guess what you're doing, it's probably not love. It's not love in God's way. It's not perfect love. Perfect love is easy. It goes freely. It should be given freely. It should be received freely. So that is the thing that we want to talk about and focus on today is love. Love. Let love be perfected in your heart and your soul. Let love speak louder than anything else. What does love feel like? Love feels good. It's a good feeling. It should not hurt. It should not be tormenting. It should not be fearful. You should not be wanting it and not receiving it back. If you're wanting love and you're giving out love and you're trying to force somebody to love you back, stop right where you are and say, wait a minute, this is not God's love. This is not God's perfect love. I've been in situations before and with wanting people to love me back, wanting to have that longing and longing and longing for them to return back to me the love that I keep giving to them. I keep feeling that if I do this, then they'll love me back. If I give them that, they'll love me back. If I show up here or if I do a little bit more, they'll love me back the way I want to be loved. But it never worked. It never worked. It never worked. And I kept giving and kept giving and kept giving and kept giving and kept giving to the point came where I couldn't give anymore. I couldn't give anymore. You know why I couldn't give anymore? Because my personal capacity had run out for love, which means it wasn't God's love at all. It was my love. It was the love that I was giving out of my own strength and out of my own being. So when I stopped doing that, giving my love away and stopped trying to give love from my heart, I realized that, okay, love should be perfect. Love should not be fearful. Perfect love casts out fear. And so when I started feeling fearful, I realized I wasn't loving right. And so when I stopped and I said, okay, what does it feel like to love me, right? What does it feel like to love well? It feels good when I love myself, right? So I turned around and said, I shall learn how to love you. I shall learn how to love you. And when I learned how to love myself, then I could give out and start learning how to give out perfect love in a different way. And so then I could start learning to love someone else. And then I could allow somebody else to love me. Okay? So when we talk about perfect love, understand that God does have perfect love. But if it's fearful and if we feel afraid while we're trying to love, that's not God. That God is not in it. He has nothing to do with it. If we're afraid that that person doesn't love us back. If we're afraid to love somebody, God's not in that. So be mindful of that today as you go forward. Find something to love. Find somebody to give love to. Find a way to show somebody that they matter to you. Show up for somebody. Do something for somebody else. Show them that they matter. So I just wanted to drop that in real quick this morning because it was in my spirit, in my heart, and my soul. And we're talking about 1 John chapter 4, verse 18 through 21. And so it talks about perfect love casts out fear. And if you feel fear, that's torment. That's not God. Okay? So make sure that you're loving. Make sure that you're giving. Make sure that you're there for somebody. Be there for yourself first, though. And please plan to join me on February the 17th for the launch of the Aisha I Am One show. 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, 4:30 Pacific Time, where we will talk about empowering women, equipping women, and enlightening women to the effects of childhood trauma on adult behavior. That's the focus of the Aisha I Am Woman show. So I want you to join me then. And remember, love somebody today.